Palantir stock is an AI stock that has gone from $5 up to about $40 currently. And I want to show you guys why it might be overvalued. So let's take a look at Palantir. Couple things. We can look on the chart. We're going to get into it. If we look on their earnings, they've been consistently beating their earnings. And I was considering getting into Palantir, but there was a couple things I wanted to show you guys that have kind of held me back from actually purchasing it. So I could show you this whole Morningstar report that goes through the last price, the fair value, the market cap, their economic moat, their equity, their stewardship, right? Their CEO, as well as their capital allocation and whether we should be certain and the risk in this stock. Or I could just take that same PDF, drop it over here to ChatGPT, and get a full breakdown in just a few sentences. So Palantir's current stock value is what ChatGPT says, shows it's trading significantly above its fair value estimate. Here are some key points and recent Morningstar analysis which may help you evaluate its potential as earnings approach. Now, the current price versus the fair value is $41 versus $19. Now, this positions it at a 2.19 times its fair value estimate. So it's suggesting that the stock is overextended or overvalued based on the current fundamentals. If we look at the growth outlook, despite the high valuation, Palantir holds strong growth potential, especially as a leader in AI and data analytics space. Its platforms, Gotham and Foundry, continue to gain traction among government and commercial clients, driven by the rising demand for big data and machine learning solutions. So analysts project Palantir's revenue to grow at a compound annual growth rate of 22% year over year for the next 5 years, with profitability anticipated to improve as operational scale increases. Okay, so those are the first 2 points. The third point is the competitive edge and risks. Narrow economic moat, which is better than no economic moats. However, they're saying that the company faces risks from heavy investment needs and competition in the AI/ML market. So it's got a very high uncertainty rating, which indicates some potential volatility. Now, a couple things, guys. We have our earnings coming up here on, let me pull it up. We have our earnings. I just actually put it together for you guys, and we dropped it in our Stockmate community, which is that second link in the description. And we have Palantir coming up here on Monday after hours. They're going to be reporting their earnings. So we're going to be taking a look at that. You want to keep a close eye. Again, their stock was looking quite overextended. You can see on the MACD, it was really overextended back in October, mid-October and end of October. Just saw it pull back recently. And if we have an extreme bull case, right? Let's say that they absolutely crush earnings. Obviously we have this uptrend here, and we could see, that it continues its upward direction. And it's kind of pulled back a little bit. And if we see it get back to previous levels here, that's not too crazy to say we could see what I think would be about a 10% gain. Let's do the math really quick. So if we kind of lay that out, let's bring in an info line and see what that looks like. Let's say it gets up to previous highs. Yeah, again, we're looking at about 12% margin for profit in the near term. So that's a near term potential. We saw it have that same upward direction right here, about 20% increase just over the course of about 8 days or 1 week. And that was back in the beginning of October. We are also looking at SPY, right? Because SPY has been, so that's kind of looking at this trend from an extreme bull case. But when we really zoom out and we take a look at Palantir more on the longer term, and we could also compare this maybe to SPY, now we're looking like we're pretty overextended, right? We're looking like, yes, we've broken above this previous pattern that we were going to see it maybe get rejected. We saw it break out. Now it's pulling back. Do we see it pull back and start to use that previous trend resistance as a support and start to see it make even higher highs? It's possible, but don't forget, Palantir is a stock that we saw shoot up to $45 back in January of 2021 and then sell off aggressively down to $33 and then aggressively down to $15 and then actually bottoming out around $5 per share. So with its current direction, it looks, healthy, but again, we're looking pretty overextended. And so I'm not sure that Palantir is going to be what I'm going to be buying here in the near future. Now, of course, when we look on the SPY, right, let's just pull it up. There's been a lot of speculation that, we're in a time when, AI booming, we're going to see even more of a growth on SPY. And you guys know I'm a bull. I am absolutely all for seeing growth, but we are pretty overextended when we look at just previous patterns. I mean, look at SPY. We've seen this consistent growth happen. Obviously, 2008, you saw some undervaluations in 2011, and then kind of fair value except for 2016, and then back in COVID, right? 2000 and the C word, 2020, we saw it become undervalued, right? It definitely oversold. But now, we're looking here. And this is, we're at an all-time high, just recently pulled back, and we're almost at $600 on SPY. So you have to really, weigh SPY. We're in elections. It's a volatile time. Doesn't mean that there's not good deals. A lot of the best deals that we've seen have been in the AI and semiconductor and tech space over the last few months. And we kind of see that with the stock like SOXL. So SOXL is the semiconductor fund that makes up all the semiconductor companies. And we saw it sell off quite a bit after July. It sold off after that big push, and now it's been consolidating. And I'm actually very interested in re-entering a position here in SOXL. A couple of reasons why is we just see this consistent pattern starting to develop. You could see it was up to $41, pushed down to 25, back up to 41, now back down to 26, so a slight uptrend. And so if we really look at the semiconductor space and the AI tech space, which is kind of what this fund makes up, it looks like there could be room for growth. Now, that's despite seeing Microsoft, Microsoft sold off. It could be a little oversold, could see it push back up. So Microsoft's got some potential. NVIDIA was looking a little overextended, but as we know, they've been dominating the space and are in a very well positioned market with supplying the microchips for Apple, supplying the microchips for Tesla, and supplying the microchips for what was the other one? Apple, Tesla, and we got NVIDIA going. It wasn't Google. We had some for Amazon, definitely. And some for Meta. So I know Meta also goes with Broadcom, and Google goes with Broadcom. But we've seen that their demand for their AI supporting semiconductors has definitely increased. And so with recent earnings in the green, we could see continue AI and tech, we could see them continue to increase in value. But again, looking a little overextended on Palantir. Not to say we couldn't see it push up. It's been at these levels previously. In fact, it hasn't been at this level since back in 2021. So maybe it's that time where it starts to become more than just a medium growth stock, but we see it become more of a large cap and really start to get its feet and maybe make its way into really the mainstream talk for tech in big tech. So we'll see what happens here. Definitely a lot of potential in these stocks. For those of you guys that would like to see us trade these stocks live, we focus specifically on tech and AI investments, and we look for sound, quality, value in companies that are demonstrating growth year over year. And for those of you guys that would like to learn how to invest in those companies and get to watch me trade live every single morning at market open, again, it's that second link in the description. It's called Stockmate. And right now we have a discount code. So for those of you guys that would like to get in for a limited time, you can check out, simply take a look, Stockmate, that second link down below. Thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate you all, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care.